good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Hey, my responsible homegirl or homeboy. I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl. Welcome to my corner of the internet. This is a space that I have created to help you stop wasting your money and become financially responsible so that you can live your best life, not a life that you settle for. Today we are talking about your money won't change until you do. The internal habits that you need to start implementing, that you need to start executing so that you can see a different financial reality. So y'all know I always tell y'all the story about me facing eviction, what I was going through, how I even came up with the responsible homegirl. And today I want to talk about this subject of your money won't change until you do, because I want you to stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. Sometimes we think, oh, I need a higher paying job. I need to start a business. I need to do this. I need to do that. We focus on the do, what we need to do, the energy that we need to exert. And yes, that's a part of it. But more important than doing, I want you to learn how to be intentional, how to be disciplined, how to be strategic, how to be responsible. So these are things that you should be if you want to experience a different financial reality. Girl, stop wasting your money. A reminder that all of us needs, and a budgeting planner that I created just for you. So the new Responsible Homegirl budgeting planners are in, and I am so excited to share them with you. They are luxurious. They will help you stop living paycheck to paycheck and manage your money so that you can live the life that you actually want, not just one that you settle for. When you think about your finances, I want you to feel confident. I want you to feel in control. I want you to feel like that girl. So the Responsible Homegirl budgeting planner is available just for you. Go get yours today. So the first be intentional. When it comes to money management, most of us don't have a money problem. We have a management problem. And the management problem comes because we are not intentional with our money. We get paid and we swipe that card. We get paid and we go out to eat. We get paid and we go do something. We go out. We go live our best life. We go loan the money. We go do something. We are not intentional. We don't plan. One of my favorite scriptures, Proverbs 21:5, says, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. So we have the hard work down pat, some of us, but we're not good planners. So becoming a good planner, being a planner, means being intentional. Thinking about, what am I going to spend my money on? Not just willy-nilly swiping your credit card. So when it comes to seeing a different financial reality, when it comes to your money looking different, you have to be different. You have to be intentional with your choices, intentional with what you decide to do when you get paid, intentional with where you're spending your money, intentional with who you're around, intentional with what you consume. Like if I asked you, when was the last time you read a finance book, a book about money? Well, if I ask you, when was the last time you watched a YouTube video? Well, you might say today because you listen to me. Okay, you got me. But other than me, when was the last time you invested in your financial education? So you have to be intentional. That's so critical and so key. The next be disciplined. We hate the D word. I was reading a book called Acting Up by Janice Bryant Howard. One of my favorite subchapters in her book is called Discipline is Not a Dirty Word. And when I read it, it just took a hold to me because just like you, I struggled with discipline. I would say one thing out of my mouth, but then be doing something totally different. And when I read that section in a book, it's almost like a light bulb went off. So in that section, she said, discipline is not a dirty word. Most people, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I'm not reading it verbatim, but she said most people, they lack discipline because they're focusing on the wrong thing. We focus on missing out. This FOMO. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't buy this. I can't buy that. We look at the can't, instead of looking at the positive side of our discipline. We don't look at the dividends that discipline is going to give us. We don't look at the harvest that discipline is going to give us. It's almost like somebody going on a diet, right? And they say, I can't eat sweets. I can't eat candy. I can't do this. I can't do that. But they don't think about having a washboard stomach. They don't think about the back being slimmer. Okay? Summertime around the corner. I love that chapter of the book because she encourages us to make sure that we have the right perspective and that we're focusing on what actually matters. Discipline is not hard. Well, let me not say that. Discipline is hard because I feel like it goes against our human nature of wanting things immediately. Just because discipline is hard doesn't mean that you can't do it. You can become disciplined. It's almost like building a muscle. So you have to be disciplined if you want to see different results in your finances, if you want your money to look different. So what does that look like to me? It looks like delayed gratification. Instead of having that mindset of, it's my money and I want it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
I want to buy this now. I want to go here now. Never telling yourself, no, not right now. You hear that? Not no, period. No, comma, not right now. That's what discipline is. That's what delayed gratification is. And you have to start thinking long term. I feel like right now we live in a time where we are so hungry for immediate results. And I'm talking to myself too. I want us to think more long term. But everything is not cookie cutter and perfect. So in some areas of my life, I don't think long term. I'm thinking right now. And then other areas of my life, I'm thinking long term. If you want to build credit fast, I would highly recommend Kikoff. Kikoff has plans that start off with as little as $5 a month. There is no credit check, there are no hidden fees, and there are no interest rates. We love that. You know, I always tell you that credit is about building trust. So if you want to build up that trust and you want to see your credit improve, try Kikoff. Click the link, open up an account, and start building better credit today. Let's get back into the episode. Me living at home, deciding to move back home in 2020 and it being 2025 and I'm still here. I am thinking long term. Because granted, I can go out and move somewhere and get an apartment, but me building my business without that pressure of having to pay $1,400 or $1,500 in rent, and I'm not ready for that yet, how much sense does that make? But do you know how many young adults, they rush to get out their parents' home, they want their own apartment, they want their own space without counting the true cost? They look at the cost, the number, the amount that they have to pay in rent every month, but they don't look at the true cost. What they have to sacrifice, what they have to trade in, what they have to give up. So discipline is directly tied to delayed gratification and being able to think long term. And as you think long term, you're not focused on, and I'm not going to say you're never focused on it, because sometimes you can focus on, dang, well, I wonder if how my life would be if XYZ. I do it, not a lot, but sometimes those thoughts cross my mind like, oh, I wonder how my life would be if I went to grad school and I pursued this career instead of starting my own business. But I don't get stuck there because that's not what I'm working towards. So you have to be disciplined and just always be checking your perspective and your focus, because you don't want your own mind to be working against you as you are beginning to tell yourself, no, not right now. Another B is you have to be patient. And that goes perfectly with being disciplined. Being patient to know that as you are starting this personal finance journey, some things will be new. Things like budgeting, because you haven't budgeted before. Things like saving, because you're not used to putting a certain amount of savings aside. Things like investing, because now you have to get used to not having that portion of money there. You're putting it away for retirement, or you're putting it away for a vacation, or you're putting it away for that business, whatever you're putting it away for. You have to be patient with yourself and give yourself grace as you learn and build up this new way of life. There are so many people who just do whatever they want to do with money. They don't care nothing about being intentional, about being disciplined, about making plans. They don't care. So I'm telling you, it's low key. It's just like, it's almost like you're learning to master yourself. You're learning to handle your emotions. You're learning to really like get yourself under control, honestly, because we think, oh, I make this money. I work hard all week. I can do whatever I want to do. But I'm here to tell you, if you are not disciplined, if you're not intentional, and if you're not patient, you will be working all your life, playing catch up, and in the rat race. But when you realize I have more power, I have dominion over certain things, I don't have to continue falling victim to what has created my financial reality. I don't have to do this. When you say that, you are then making a decision to do something different. And when you do things different, you will see different things. The reason why your money hasn't changed is because you haven't changed. And your money, let's say for instance, you keep the same old habits, you keep doing the same old thing, and you start making more money, you will eventually be back where you were because the person who is managing the money, the operating system has not done anything different. So it might change for a month, 2 months, 3 months, but it's not sustainable. It's not long-term change. And who in the world wants to do work and you only see results for a month or two? That's backwards. So I want you to start thinking about what is inside of me, what habits, what character traits, what things do I need to change internally for me to experience a different reality with my money. And I wanted to give you 3 things today because I believe that those mindset shifts will help you so much with how you view money, how you relate to money, just your relationship with money, period. So saying, I need to be intentional, I need to be disciplined, and I need to be patient with myself as I go on this journey of learning and growing, of making mistakes, but righting my wrongs, of reading a book and applying, of sticking through it and not giving up when it's hard, of telling yourself, no, I'm going to cook at the house when you know you don't feel like it and you have the money in your bank account to just go get you something to eat. And I'm not saying this stuff like you have to be super strict and super black and white and super. No, that's not what I'm saying. I want you to consider these things because these things aren't considered. Most of the time, we just do whatever we want to do with our money. I'm giving you things to think about so that when these stuff come up, you can say, all right, you can have this conversation in your head. And if it makes sense and it's in alignment with your vision, your goals, and where you are headed, then cool. Go get the food. Go do what you want to do. But if it don't make sense, then don't do it. And you have to be real enough to make that decision. So your money won't change until you do. What do you need to change? And I'm not talking about outside. I'm talking about inside. What do you need to change so your money can change? What habits, what limiting beliefs, what mindset shifts, what needs to change so your money can change? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it's thought-provoking and it leaves you with some room to reflect and to think about what habits and things that you need to change so that you can experience something differently. And I want you to share this video with one of your homegirls or homeboys so that they can join us on this journey of responsibility and freedom. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so that you are continuing to invest in your financial education. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.